Hi, my name is James Skemp, and this is part one of part however many of my Xbox 360 collection. If you haven't watched the introduction, I recommend that you watch that. It's very brief, and it will give you an idea of what I'm going to do here. So, very briefly, I'm just going to go over my 360 collection. I'm going to do it by the date that I bought and received the game. I figure this way, because the 360 is kind of one of those consoles that I didn't think I was going to buy, it might give an idea of what games I've gotten into as I've grown into the system, if you will. It doesn't include games that I've sold, obviously, so there's going to be jumps or games where you might think, oh, why doesn't he have, such and such game, and yeah, that won't be obvious from here. So, before I keep rambling, let's get right into it. And the first game is, again, from the introduction, the game that got me into the 360, and that is Gears of War 2. Probably, once I got it, once I played through it, this was by far my favorite game on the 360, obviously, having only one. But even today, this is still one of my favorite games on the 360. Cover-based system is really cool. The third person behind. So actually, I think I misspoke when I said it was a first-person shooter. It's not a first-person shooter. But the third person behind is amazing. Multiplayer, I really got into this. I think part of it was because, again, this was the first game that I got that was multiplayer on live, and I think there were some other games that I had bought, but I ended up selling. Got all the map packs for this. It came out with a slew of them. I went back and I borrowed the original Gears of War from my coworker, the same one who got me into the 360, Rob Lonely, and I'll include a link to his blog. You should go check it out. And I just didn't like it as much. That was actually one that made me nauseous playing it. So I don't know what it was about that one that this one didn't have, but just an amazing game. Story's pretty good. The last boss is a little weak, but I think it kind of makes sense to some extent. And Gears of War 3 is probably one that I'm going to go ahead and pre-order when it's a little closer to release, and we see what kind of goodies the pre-orders have at the different places. It's just amazing game, just amazing. I'm actually thinking about re-upping my Xbox Live Gold subscription. I let it lapse a while back, and I don't remember why I did so. I had like 2 years of gold subscription, and I just didn't want to pay I think at the time it was jumping up $10, and I didn't want to pay the $60 or something that I just wasn't on, because I was getting more into my PlayStation 3, and I was going back and finding some PlayStation 2 games that I really enjoyed. But supposedly there's a discount and I can get 2 free games, so Gears of War 3 is coming out pretty soon. I figure I'll get a 12-month subscription now and I'll be set for that, and I'll get some games for free. So yeah, just amazing game. The second one, though, is a first-person shooter, and that is, no surprise, Bioshock. I actually, again, borrowed my former coworker's copy of Bioshock. Played through it on his, and just another really amazing game. The atmosphere is great. I think everybody talks about the original Bioshock, so I don't really have to go into that much detail about it. Because if you don't know about it, then I don't know where you've been. And I don't know why you're watching this. But another great game. Story is excellent on this game. Atmosphere is great. Yeah, it's just an amazing game. Bioshock 2 came out, and I'm going to touch on that because I actually have a copy, and I wasn't too sure about it. The Bioshock Infinite, I think is what it's called, the next one that's coming out. I'm on the fence about because I heard about Bioshock 2, and, I don't want to get too much into that, but, I don't know. I think this is a great series, at least as far as the story. So I hope that it does great as a series, so that I can play some more with this level of engineering, if you will. Here's another one, number 3, Fallout 3, first-person shooter. Although you can actually play third-person behind, which is what I do, I believe. Yeah, I don't know what I do when I play this. It's been a while. But it's got that system, which is great. Again, this is another one that I think everybody's talked about, so I don't know that I have to go into it too much, but it's another one I picked up all the DLC for. Bethesda did an excellent job with the DLC for this. There's always something coming out, at least for the 360. PlayStation 3 kind of got short end of the stick there for a while. But they kept you interested in the games. I think Borderlands is probably the only other game that's done DLC on par, if not maybe even better, because it all came out, I think it all came out on both consoles at the same time. Fallout 3's got a bunch of bugs too, which is really hard for, I guess, the PlayStation 3 Game of the Year edition. I bought the 360, which is supposedly better experience. It's the same thing, I think, with the Fallout New Vegas, which I also purchased, but for the PlayStation 3, because I tried to go back to the PlayStation 3 for games. But just an amazing game. I played through it 1.5 times, because I was going to go back and do the achievements for the bad and neutral. Playing good the first time. Just great, and there's just so much in the Wastelands that if you're not careful, you can miss a ton of content. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens if they put the Fallout series on a new engine. Guess they've got a new engine for the new Elder Scrolls game. And this engine definitely needs some work. So, Fallout 3, another great game. And I think you'll see that as part of these videos, is that I'm going to say, this is a great game, until I get to the games where I haven't really played them. Because, especially the first handful I got Fable 2 at some point in here, but I don't have Fable 2 anymore because I liked it, but I was following more of the hype, and when I got right down to it, it's just an okay game, so I sold it, that's what I'm going to do. So, 3 games, 9 minutes. Let's do another one before we break this part out. And for that, we will go ahead and do Blue Dragon. So this is the first real classic RPG, or first RPG in the classic sense. This is one that I was kind of afraid about because I was afraid it was going to be a little bit too kiddie. Just because of, the anime kind of look. And then, obviously, Microsoft did it. Microsoft's more of the hardcore games. At least that's what I associated with. More the Halos. So it seemed kind of weird that they would be doing, or at least publishing, a game like this. I'm seeing Mistwalker's name on this now, on the back, which you're not going to be able to see, but it's there, which I think we'll talk about Miss Walker in the next video. But this is another game really enjoyed. The story, it's a little kiddie, but it's not that bad. I liked it. The graphic quality was great. This is another one that I played through 1+ times. I started to do a new game at the higher levels, and I ended up stopping so that I could play some other games that I hadn't played. But just really great story, really great graphics, and I'm thinking there's some cutscenes that are really great on this too. A lot of discs. I think it's like a 3 or 4 disc. And I open it up and I got a note card of notes. Because you've got the different skills, so I marked out which ones that I received. And yeah, it looks like it's a 3-disc, which I don't know what I think about the 360's packaging of multi-disc games, where they've got the little nub that sticks out, and then you can fit 4 discs in here. I realize that they have to do that because of the limitations of the media that they're using, but it just seems a little weird. And I think there was one game that I had picked up and sold where the discs would slip out. So I don't know about that. But again, another really great game. So that makes 4 games in order that just are amazing games for the system. And at this point, ignoring the few games that I purchased that I've since sold, this is a pretty good sign for the 360. So we've got 12 more games to go. We'll end this part here, and we'll see what else the 360 has in store.